Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today I've got a couple of things that I'm feeling to do. First off, I'm going to use the Starseed cards and see what the 5D union space is for the twins right now. What are the energetics happening beneath the detectable surface? So what can we see? Where are the masculine and feminine polarities? Divine masculine and divine feminine polarities at this time regarding the union space. For the feminine, we get universal attunement, repatterning, and guidance. The union space, we get transcendence, prayerfulness, and serenity. The serenity prayer, what is yours, what is theirs, and having the wisdom to know the difference. This is a huge surgical tool for codependency, removing codependency, the tumor of codependency. And for the masculines, the great elations, reconfiguration cycles, and gratitude. So we're getting repatterning for the feminines and reconfiguration for the masculines with serenity between. If that doesn't have a nice flow to it, wow. And the underlying energy, whimsy, fantasy, and wonder. So we are getting the unlimited potentials. Both twins are going to start seeing possibilities coming up that weren't seen before. I'm trying to figure out, let's see. Okay, so how is the reconfiguration, cycles, and gratitude? I heard raising their spirits, the great elation. The divine masculines are, oh, I just heard getting a wind in their sails. So what is it specifically about the divine feminine? Commitment, long-term abundance, legacy. So divine masculines are having a renewed hope that they can be somebody that would have a long and lasting positive effect on someone, that they can actually stand the test of time. They're starting to desire and rise up into preferring. There's a key on here. I was just drawn to this key, and the key to it is real love. I'm just hearing, of course, in karmic situations, there wouldn't be the confidence for this sort of thing. And of course, all situations have been karmic because there's only one twin flame. Okay, what for the feminines, repatterning and guidance? What can we see for the feminines at this time for repatterning and guidance? How is this affecting the divine feminines? What can we see? Oh, two. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune and the Star. So looking to the cosmos, looking to the divine, allowing the Wheel of Fortune to spin by voting with the free will, saying, yes, divine creator, show me my true north, show me my next steps, give me the instruction for that next step in this process. How can I do things differently than I've done before? And follow the purpose that is set out before me in the highest. The key seems to be unhooking from this codependency and untethering the mind and the free will from the way things were into the potentials. So let's see for the masculines, what is the key to understanding serenity? What can we see for the divine masculines? Oh, Queen of Wands and the free will. So divine masculines are truly understanding. You know, you're so charismatic, divine feminine. You are embodied. You are a divine counterpart. This is my Queen of Wands divine counterpart card. And so divine masculines, you have the ability to look at your divine feminine through the eyes of fear or love. That's my card of free will here. So depending on how the divine masculines have been assessing the situation with the divine feminine, it's either caused turmoil or serenity. When they come through the eyes of love, they see the divine feminine in all her glory, their glory. When they approach the situation through the eyes of fear, it rocks their world in a way that triggers and catalyzes and causes growth. Because we have serenity present in the connection space, though, the divine masculines are having, I just heard nostalgia, but also a sense of becoming in the vein of this new, long-lasting, flourishing energy for the, like, it's a longevity. It's a flowering longevity that I'm feeling here. So the masculines are realizing that when they drop into the safety of seeing the feminine as truly not too good to be true, actually, that they have this serene knowing that it's that simple, that this person is, that you, divine feminine, are all that for the masculines. Okay, and serenity for the divine feminines at this time regarding the masculines. Oh, the Emperor and progress. I just heard, knowing that the divine masculine is very headstrong, is a king of all kings energy. Regardless of gender, this is somebody who has so much drive and stamina, ambition, and is steadfast because of their incredibly vast understanding of the way things are. They know that if this emperor were to get in the chariot and drive forward, that there would be true progress here. With the Six of Swords, that is navigation over the seas. And so emotions, the ocean of emotion, the divine feminines know that even if this emperor energy is headstrong, that if they really commit to traversing the seas of the emotion, that they will be the ideal counterpart. And that is giving the feminines peace, serenity, knowing that that is the only thing that the feminines are wanting, is the real deal with somebody who wants that progress with them. Okay, let's get a different deck to go into the future here a little bit. My after tarot. We are going to look at whimsy, fantasy, and wonder. What are the divine masculines playing with? What are their minds going to be opened to? Chamber of imagination. What are the divine masculines going to explore? So much came out. Wish fulfillment. What are the wishes to end the heartache in this connection? To find creative ways to unhook from the past, to see the love for what it is, to accept that cup of love that was unrequited in the past, that was denied in the past. And they're open to the idea that passion can rekindle here. They know that you, divine feminine, have given them sustenance energetically. You have shown them the light. See the halo there on this masculine's crown chakra? There is a truth. Look at the T. There is some truth that you've demonstrated with your immense, beautiful, patient love, divine feminine, that has shown them what true long-lasting commitment, loyalty, abundance, continued blossoming looks like. You just don't quit, divine feminine. You have the eternal wellspring emanating through you, and the divine masculines are, I want to say, finally believing that there is no limitation to your love. And that is going to be powerful food for thought. Okay, what about for the feminines? Fantasy, wonder. Oh, we have the Tower and the Strength card. Two major arcana. So divine feminines, I'm getting the sense that, you know, whimsy, fantasy, and wonder, this may not feel great to you. It may feel like all of the falsehoods need to fall away. It's like you had one idyllic, fantastical hope in the past, and all of those hopes are dashed right now. Stay with me. All of the falsehoods are crumbling, and you're hanging on to this essential knowledge that this is your emperor, and that it does take your emperor's free will as the prerequisite for progress, but you're willing to hold on and see how it turns out, because all the constructs of the 3D of the previous foundations are falling. And that looks like your hopes and dreams, original hopes and dreams for this connection, also falling away. There's a true open energy coming in that you've never accessed before if you can truly let go and let your divine masculine come into an actual alignment with long-term energy. You were basing it on hopes and dreams and wishes and intuition from the past that the potential was there, but your divine masculine was not in that potential yet. So you have to let go of that, divine feminine. Dare to tell yourself a storyline that does not settle for unrequited love, and that allows your emperor to grow into true compatible energy and knock your socks off, surprise you with something far more splendorous than what you could have imagined before. Clear the slate, divine feminine. Let all your previous attachments and expectations go. Hang on to your humble, eternal knowledge that you weren't wrong about love being, love emerging, the understanding of what unconditional love is. You weren't wrong that you were on that journey. You maybe got ahead of yourself with what was available at the time and the potential that was accessible at the time, but that doesn't mean you're not worthy of it or it's not coming. If it won't be with your divine counterpart, or you got your divine counterpart wrong, you will have it. If you're on this journey, all of the pretense has to fall, all of the wishful thinking has to crumble, and a practical, grounded, new, and more fantastic version is going to be coming in to show you. And I want to say that the divine feminines and divine masculines, the sacral chakra recalibrates to those energies. And so you might even find that your sexual attraction for certain things shifts and changes or completely drops off. Don't be concerned if suddenly you don't have that same zing, and you are only truly excited when there is reciprocal energy. That is one of the things between twins that I don't think is talked about enough, is when we work out the healing, when we work out the kinks, that we cease to have the same turn-ons, and we don't allow our emotions to cause a longing or unrealistic sexual attraction that can't be satisfied for things that are not based in truth. Amazing. So let's see now what the divine masculine collective is thinking for their divine feminine and the connection today. What are the divine masculines feeling on the heart space for their divine counterpart? What are the divine masculines wishing for the connection? What actions are being taken? What is the biggest challenge at this time for the Divine Masculines? What is the spirit-guided solution for that challenge? And what is the direction of the energy in the near future? So we are coming up to that 11/11 portal. We have the lunar eclipse on the 18th to 19th and the solar eclipse on the 4th of December. So I touched a little bit on the eclipse energy and yesterday's reading, the day before. I didn't do one yesterday. I'm getting this crazy imagery of the lunar eclipse because it's the Earth's shadow that goes in front of the moon, and the sun is, you know, hitting the Earth and blocking the moon. I saw this like a dentist mirror, the moon as a dentist mirror, like peeking into the shadow. The moon represents the subconscious, so lunar eclipses block some of the light. It's like we can't quite see. We have to work a little bit harder to see inside something, to see the inner workings of something. Oh, I was just feeling that fantasy and wonder card. So it allows for an unhooking from reality in one sense that benefits us because we can be a little bit more imaginative. That can also lead us astray because we can be a little bit too imaginative about what might be going on or not. So be aware of that energy. And then with the solar eclipse, those light codes are directly blocked off from the sun and they don't get to us. We don't have that sustenance from source and we have to tap into it within. My yellowy pants. My joyful pants. Give you some more. I've got yellow all over my desk here. Shining. Okay, let's get into the reading. So what are the Divine Masculines thinking about the connection? Oh my gosh, the Hermit clarified by the Hermit in reverse both times. Okay, that hardly ever happens. Divine Masculines are either coming out of Hermit or they need to be in Hermit a little bit longer. I'm going to pull some clarifiers because that's just too much. Okay, actually we're going to go to a message from the Hermit Tarot. The Hermit in the reverse twice demands the Hermit Tarot. So what do you want to say about this, Divine Masculines? Okay, we got two piles. I need time for me and I'm addicted to you. So these, you know, codependency things, Divine Masculines process so much internally. There's still this battle of codependency, and this is a devil energy. This is a sexual card. I'm addicted to you. This is the sexual urges and animalistic stuff that the Divine Masculines struggle with. I literally want to say struggle with the beast. This is a beastie energy. It is a... They don't want to treat you with disrespect, and it really sucks because the Divine Masculines do know that masculine energy can disrespect the feminine and be brutish and inappropriately sexual. That is not just the independent experience of each Divine Masculine, but as they clear karma on the planet, as they see the way that societies run and the way this sexual objectification, using the feminine for gratification, not wanting to do that with you, Divine Feminine. There's such a push-pull, this what is appropriate, how appropriate is sexual attraction in these connections. There is a weird mix of, you know, the twin energy. It's so familiar. It's almost like a family energy. And in that, it's almost off-putting because it's too brother-sister or too familiar on that level. And we usually don't have a lot of sexual attraction in those cases. When we're dealing with the intense sexual attraction between twins in those phases, the masculines don't want to diminish your sacred angelic attributes. Divine masculines are coming out of a world where sexual attraction has been a lusty, darker energy. It's very disconcerting to try and figure out what an appropriate way of getting turned on by the feminine is. That is such a strange mix. In the past, they have not found all of the qualities of the, mother, sister, lover, friend, wise one, angel. They haven't found all those feminine attributes in one darn person. And so it's really strange to switch. I just heard switch the mask. Which mask do I wear with this one is what I'm hearing. And it's a full experience with you, Divine Feminine, that hasn't been found anywhere else. And then we also get, I'm a very jealous person and let me have you. Here's this push-pull possessiveness, this idea that they have to work on jealousy. They can't imagine losing you, I just heard. The Hermit in the reverse twice is, they're touching on these themes. They're touching on the idea that they've never had a connection with someone that would mean so much, because you are so all for them. They've never been all in, and they don't want to wreck it. They also know that, I just heard, if you were to be jealous because they haven't calmed their mastery over lust and wandering eye, they haven't fully calmed that in their heart of hearts. They couldn't bear to subject you, Divine Feminine, to a relationship where you would be tainted by jealousy or anything like that with them. They would rather not be in your life than to have you look at them. I just heard with those green eyes. So yeah, there's this restlessness about the real sexual attraction they have for you, but what is appropriate. And then also they're still trying to understand their biological urges and sexual impulses for other people, and coming to this idea that they don't want to have those if they're with you, because you will know their heart. You will be able to see that. So there's part of this work, Divine Masculines, that you're not dropping into your heart. You're like doubly holding back the heartfelt release of thinking maybe that a masculine needs to have the prowess or the machismo to be desired by many. There's contradictory messages that the masculines are wrestling with, but they wouldn't be wrestling with this if they weren't considering going all in with you, Divine Feminine, or desiring that, or trying to figure out how that even happens. Is that a thing? Can a masculine actually be that pure in their heart of hearts for one person and not have the temptation for any other? Wow, I just heard for some Divine Masculines, they have noticed that they can't find the sexual pull to karmic situations, to multiple people anymore, and they are a little bit confused about it. I just heard for some, they don't have that pull to you yet, Divine Feminine, because it's an in-between worlds energy where their sacral chakra is upgrading and it's making them feel a little strange. I just heard some of them couldn't get it up for karmic partners again. We kind of sometimes get that message. I just heard for casual sexual interactions, it's not doing it for them anymore. They're feeling like they lost their mojo. How interesting. Lots of messages there. Divine masculines, don't fear this. Don't fear the changes that are happening for you sexually, because you are really calibrating to that long-term fidelity. And it is possible. Who would have thunk it? Wow, lots of messages there. On the heart space, what can we see? Two of Wands and Father of Wands, both in the reverse. Twin Flame and Divine Masculine, both in the reverse. So they are warming up to the idea on the heart space that they are your Divine Masculine and you are Twin Flames. This doesn't mean that they know about Twin Flames, just this means that they see you, Divine Feminine, as worthy of them stepping out of their comfort zone, letting go of all of these machismo energies and streamlining. The King of Wands for me is the king that results after the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is the Garden of Eden temptation, one night stand, hot and cold, ghosting, weak energy. This is the king. The Knight of Wands doesn't always grow into this king, but when he does, they do. This is the charismatic protector of the connection and the real deal. This is a dynamic, spirit-driven, sacred sexual king that isn't victim to wandering eye. So it's in the becoming. It really is possible, Divine Masculines. These are some hardcore, intense energies, sexual energies coming in here. I just want to take a moment for Divine Masculines that are in this energy and give you kudos that you are audacious enough to ponder this age-old conundrum. I'm like, deep bow that you are considering these things. This is stunning and breathtaking and whoa. Like seriously, whoa, Divine Masculines. Okay, what are the masculines wishing? The Devil and prosperity and growth, both in the reverse. So the Devil in the reverse for me is seeing through the 3D, seeing through the illusion, overcoming the temptation, because when we see things for what they are, they no longer have power over us. In this case, we are back in that Garden of Eden. I just mentioned the Knight of Wands, that player energy, the Garden of Eden temptation card. Here is the snake on this one, and it's being overcome. Wow. So there's a snake, funnily enough, this Divine Masculine card. In most decks, this isn't represented by a snake. But how ironic that this is the Devil in snake form, and then there's I just heard eventual embodiment of this energy, so that it's no longer elusive outside of the Divine Masculines. I hope you're sticking with me and following. When we are seeking, sexual, let's say non-monogamous sexual connection, or lots of bodies, or, surface level sexual connection, those devil energies, when it's not based in love, let's just reduce it to sex not being for love purposes or expression of deep love. There is a temptation energy and insatiable need for pleasure outside of oneself. This is the embodiment of it. This is the satiability of coming into embodiment of that which the Divine Masculines wanted outside of themselves. I probably could have summed that up a little quicker, but that's what I was getting. And it, because I haven't seen that before, Thanks for joining me on that ride. But yeah, you see that? They're embodying what they thought was external. They're internalizing and seeing it comes from inner alignment. So they're wishing to have this prosperity and growth regarding not needing the external and seeing that the growth can come from within and it doesn't need to be gathered from external sources. This is a very deep, sensual reading, everybody, because this is where the divine masculines, I'm seeing like blacksmithing imagery in my mind and like tempering the heart and shaping the heart and sticking it in the water bath and I'm seeing the masculines working on their heart that way and making it a splendid thing internally. Oh, okay. The actions the masculines are taking, doing the inner work, and the Hierophant, the Eight of Coins, literally for me in the inverse like this is anchoring in the inner work, specializing in taking character to the next level, seeing the interconnectedness of all the different life experiences and weaving this gorgeous tapestry. It's like this deep found integration of all the themes. And I'm going to suppose that they are the sexual themes of the world and unique spirituality here. The Hierophant is represented by a feminine on this card. And so they have been paying attention to your natural ways, to your luscious, Gaia-based energy, divine feminine. You have taught them a new sensual spirituality. There's an eternal quality to twin flame love. The divine feminine is inexhaustible in the luscious expression. It's ever changing with the cycles, like the weather. The divine feminine offers it all. Divine masculine, and if you do the inner work to also embody that, knowing the vast spectrum, there is no need to look elsewhere. You will have all of it available with your twin. Wow, what is the biggest challenge at this time? Seeing the truth about the feminine. The moon, the eclipses. So this full moon is going to be very powerful for the divine masculines, coming to a couple of major, here's this lightning bolt. We had it in the embodiment on the heart space, stepping out of comfort zone. There are going to be a couple of signs, synchronicities, aha moments coming up still. So the challenge right now, today, when I'm reading this, is that this moon energy, the divine feminine energy, is building, but the divine masculines haven't seen these two things regarding, look at the infinity symbol and the snake, regarding sexuality, regarding embodiment of the aliveness that aligns with eternal love and the feminine. The challenge is they can't quite put their finger on what they're about to realize. We're seeing a hint here. We are getting it. This is like, is this not the impossible? Oh my gosh, this is like stunning. And I want to say it feels so grounded, practical, and real, and I even believe it. This is a hard one for me to believe as a person, but that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, what is the spirit guided solution? Page of Wands. Divine masculines that haven't seen these breakthroughs but feel intuitively guided that there is more to be gleaned, more to understand about this sacred sexuality with the feminine. Keep doing the inner work. This is a card of pros and cons. The Seven of Coins is a gardening card. It's like taking stock, tending the crops, fertilizing, watering, sun requirements, all of those factors. It's comparing and contrasting and playing the what if game, really going into things. Page of Wands is the spiritual initiation. Sometimes it's, you know, a ceremony or setting deliberate intentions. So divine masculines, the spirit guidance here is literally telling you to do a full moon ceremony so that things that have not been seen by you can come to view, and really intend to go into what is the payoff for the ways that you have been taught a masculine should be handling sexuality in this day and age. What are those messages you've been on autopilot with? Do they really work for you? Is that the deepest expression that you can muster? Does that offer you the greatest rewards? Pull it apart. Look at the various aspects. Look at the different experiences you've had. Paint a picture based on your preferences. Really trace the different things that you've experienced that you love and adore, divine masculines, and create your aesthetic. Design this thing. Build it. I'm gonna say it. Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. And that's so inappropriate. And I was thinking of the divine feminines visiting your field of dreams once you... Okay, I'm moving on. Where is this connection going? Oh, the Sun and the Four of Swords, integrating the enlightenment. Here's the Sun. We had the Moon in the challenge. This is so eclipsey. This is massive energy, everybody. You feel? You feel? So Four of Swords is overcoming the heartache. This is literally the card that happens once we get past the Three of Swords, which is third-party energies. The lack of loyalty, the heartache, the spread too thin, the too many options. We have the enlightenment here coming through. We're working with weeks of energy. I'm really feeling this whole eclipse season. I keep getting the energy of, even into the solstice, that this is a deep motion inward for the masculines regarding sexuality, embodiment. Okay, where are my starseed cards? Actually, I'm being told to go to a mystical shaman oracle. So what can we see for the twins union space here? Oh wow, okay, we get two piles. Lots here. The ancient ones, the staff, the Andean cross. So I'm getting that these are for the masculine, and then for the feminine we get the gatherer and the hummingbird in the reverse. Let's do the feminine first. So 21. The gatherer. Do not wander too far afield in search for what Spirit has already provided. Practice paying it forward, being thankful in advance of receiving. If you are in scarcity mindset, open your heart to look beyond current conditions and you will find the bounty being offered to you. Practice sharing, not hoarding. Wow! So you might feel like your divine masculine is further afield than ever before. And with this theme of sexuality, divine feminines, your masculine it might feel like a hopeless cause at this time. Your divine masculine might be so far out there that you are wondering if they will ever see the light and desire just you. But you are being asked here to look beyond this and see that this is exactly the route to coming back into the thorough appreciation of just you. That's what I'm seeing in today's reading. So open your heart and, live from that worthiness that you are all your masculine would need. Yes, we can do a little bit of a or another soulmate here, but this clearly says, do not wander too far afield in search for what Spirit has already provided. And I distinctly got when I read that it is touching on your divine masculine. Spirit has already provided your divine masculine. So temper any of your concerns that there's another you that would even, be an option. You don't have this connection with your divine masculine by accident, and you can't let it go. You can't let go of knowing that your divine masculine is the click on the heart space, because Spirit has already provided that connection. So for those who this is resonating all the way to here, it's a very, very good chance, more than chance, that this is just gonna have to play out, and this is the way through it. Okay, Hummingbird 26. Also in the reverse, the medicine is, this mighty being comes to teach you stillness in motion and trust your inner knowing that the sweetest nectar is assured. Again, another assurance here, and to trust your inner knowing. Against all odds, your heart knows, and it's about time to just sink into that knowing. When you come into union, this knowing, in these times of separation, this knowing will serve to be, in karmic situations, you don't have this same knowing. You're developing it as a foundation in times of separation with your twin. It's not the knowing that is lusty. It's the knowing that at the end of the day, your divine masculine will figure it out, and it will be the real thing. And somehow they will be able to come correct and connect with you on that place. But let's see what else it says. Failing to act when the moment is right can spoil your journey. If you feel your safety, comfort, or day-to-day survival are more important than saying yes to the invitation to explore the unknown, you will have to work much harder to achieve what is being offered to you freely now. Still your mind, even in the midst of your very hectic schedule, and heed the gentle voice that calls you to test new wings. So if you feel your safety, comfort, or day-to-day survival are more important than saying yes to the invitation to explore the unknown, you will have to work much harder to achieve what is being offered to you freely now. That's the true safety, that you are whole, that you are worthy, that this is part of the process, and that it is all part of the all. There is nowhere to go. You already have you right where you are. If you can come into that presence, there's no more longing. If you can embody that presence more and more and more consciously in every moment, when you come into union closer with your divine masculine, the fear won't be there. So divine feminines, you are training now, you're disciplining. You're coming into what really matters and uprooting the fear is what I'm getting here. Okay, the ancient ones for the masculines, that's the card number 1. Number 1s are a main line to the divine, direct channeled source energy. I'm a life path 1. That's why I think I do this work. Okay, so the ancient ones. The ancient ones beseech you to examine your attitudes and actions, divine masculines, and be sure that they are of the highest integrity. Wow, yes. So sexuality here in today's reading, Divine Masculines, and really aligning in your heart of hearts with the highest of integrity. Not forgiving an ancestor or yourself is keeping you from the freedom you seek. So Divine Masculines, have you seen shady masculine behavior played out, or attacks against less than righteous sexual behavior in a traumatizing way? Have you seen these things modeled? Have you felt there was no hope? Have you seen the ways that masculines don't or can't live up to the highest of integrity and felt like that was a pipe dream? Not forgiving an ancestor or yourself is keeping you from the freedom you seek. It's not an... This is so gorgeous, because it's not that you will lose your freedom in relationship with Divine Feminine. In karmic situations, yes. With divine love, no. Remember, this is no longer your karma. Your ancestral karma is no longer yours. You've transmuted. You have the opportunity to jump off that wheel on the planet at this time and not keep living out the karmas of infidelity. You can break the chains that once bound you to the family drama and be free of your generational curses. Forgive the ones that you need to release. Honor your biological ancestors by lighting a candle to them tonight. We got that message for you, Divine Masculines, for the moon ritual, setting an intention. So light a candle, Divine Masculines. Okay, the staff, number 51. This is talking about alignment, and I can't help but think that the staff is also connected to the Hermit card. So this is the internal alignment that the Hermit holds that staff, and possibly the reason that the Hermit was in the reverse twice. The staff is the symbol of authority. It holds the power to temper extremes. The staff helps you find the right course of action, the way of the middle, and aids you to maintain your balance after you begin walking in that direction. Moses carried a serpent staff through the desert, and with it he could summon the power of nature to heal or call plagues. The staff reminds you of the impermanence of all things, and that your authority must come from your deep longing to serve. Wow, so that's the alignment. And with the Hermit twice, I'm actually going to pull those cards back out. The Hermit twice holds the staff, and we just saw it is the serpent made to be in alignment, the embodiment, the temptation energies. We're getting the key here, that the key to overcoming the sexual temptations is a desire to serve. These twin flame couples are power couples, and there are magnificent missions bringing the goodness, the foundation back to societies. That is one of the most incredible aspects of this journey, is that these combinations of partners change the very fabric of communities by adhering to what is integral, highest of integrity, and that becomes unadulterated, potent service into the foundations of communities, because there isn't the sexual, lusty imbalances that are the ulterior motives. Ooh, this is good stuff, everybody. You know how to flow easily between polarities, how to weigh all possibilities and instinctively select the right path. Trust your inner wisdom and take the first step on a journey that your heart already embarked on. Use the power of the staff to unite what appears to be divided, to find the delicate balance between will and surrender. There is a powerful energy coming into union. Sacred sexuality is a massive union. I mean, in romantic relationships, it's the crux, isn't it? And the purity of that. Okay, let's get into the next one. The Andean cross. This is a 2 card. So we have the 1, which was the ancient ones, the generational healing, and now we have the 2 energy. And I'm feeling this is divine feminine. The Andean cross represents the cosmology of the shaman. That's also my King of Wands embodied on the heart space card. That's my shaman card. It depicts the 4 cardinal directions, the upper and lower worlds, and the steps to reach these realms. The hole in the center is a gateway to interdimensional travel, the proverbial eye of the needle we can all go through to experience higher states of awareness and wisdom and to break free of linear time. The Andean cross announced the start of a great journey. It's time to raise your gaze from the mundane day-to-day to that which until now has seemed beyond your grasp. Allow new wisdom to guide you and stop trying to make sense of it all before you respond with a resounding yes. Oh, divine masculines. This is the proverbial eye of the needle. You're going through into fidelity and the highest of integrity on the heart space. I'm kind of more than a little bit kind of in awe of this reading and the potentials being felt here. This is real. This is real. Okay, my beautiful twin community, this reading, I'm so excited about this reading. I just picked up this deck cleaning it, said I'm sorry. So divine masculines, you know that your divine feminine is worthy of this level of pure love, and there's a little bit of a sorriness that you haven't been there yet. That was cool to see. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.